What's going on, everyone? It's Brandon with JACOJE Fine Jewelry, your personal jeweler. And if you check me out, you notice I got something different on. I have a 5mm 22-inch solid 14 karat gold herringbone chain on. Yes, a herringbone. Now, I love herringbones. I think this look right here, this chain weighs just over 10 grams, is a beautiful look. It's very tough to beat this chain, and it shines. It's from Italy. It has all the bells and whistles on paper, but in reality, the problem with the herringbone is the herringbone itself. The chain just runs into some problems. Now, the reason why I love gold jewelry, why I sell gold jewelry, why I put the passion into the videos in my business is because of the longevity of gold pieces of jewelry. It should last a lifetime. My flat curves right here, I want to have them forever, never take them off, and hopefully leave them, pass them down. And I think a lot of people that invest and buy gold jewelry have the same intentions. Now, I can't really say this about the herringbones, because in my experience, I've been doing this a long time, and yes, this is circumstantial because everyone's wear is different, everyone's herringbone is different. This one right here, and I'll show you guys right now, is actually kinked. And yes, I've seen a lot of them when I used to sell herringbones. A lot of the times they would come back and people 3 months down the road say, Brayden, hey, there's something wrong with this chain. Can you fix it? And the answer is no, you can't fix it. Some chains you just can't fix, like a 1.5mm rope chain, it breaks or something. There's really no fixing it. You go to a jeweler, you're upset, your herringbone that you spent your hard-earned money, that you had big ideas and goals to wear it all the time, is now all of a sudden kinked. There's not much they can do for you. So that is the problem with herringbones. And there's different herringbones. Mine, a lot of the market was selling from the same exact manufacturer in Italy, very high quality, but the link structure itself, it just, if you run into problems, it's gonna bend, it's gonna kink, and there's no fixing that. Now, when we take a closer look at this chain, it's a beautiful, it's very well made. It's just such a nice chain. I wish these worked out a little bit better, at least for me in the past, than what they did. I'm not saying I'm never going to eventually bring herringbones back. There might be one that works out a little bit better. Again, these top quality from one of the best manufacturers in Italy, so it wasn't like it was, you know, an issue. It was just, for some reason, these got into trouble. Now, if I run my fingers down, I find this bump. This bump right here that you guys can see is a kink in the herringbone, and there's just nothing you could do. And people that are very picky and particular are gonna not like that, because those fine little links got kinked, got jammed. And this is actually a pretty good version. This is my personal herringbone. I've put it aside, haven't worn it since I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make a video on herringbones and show it, because I take very good care of my jewelry. I've never had really an issue with any of my pieces except this one. I just noticed that, okay, now it is kinked. And if it happened to me, I figure it happened to a lot of people, because I am very careful with it. I don't wear all my pieces a lot. It's not like I'm wearing this thing all the time. But someone that might not have as much experience with wearing a chain buys a herringbone as their first chain, and all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, they're gonna start noticing it's a little bit different, it's changed. And that's because the links are starting to get kinked and everything. And I've seen far more extreme versions of what I'm showing you guys today. This is just a PG rated version. And it's not really that bad, honestly. Like, you could look at it and you might not even notice it, but to me, I don't want to sell something that's going to run into problems, because I don't want someone 2 months down the road saying, you know what, my chain, when I bought it, it wasn't like this, and now it is. What's going on? And the only answer to me, from me, is, you know, there's nothing I could really do to fix the situation other than just send a new one, but then it might happen again. So it's one big headache. I love the chain. I have a lot of respect for herringbones, but in my personal experience from selling these herringbones, it just hasn't worked out that great for me or my clients. And I just don't like to push chains that I feel like, you know, a week or two or month or year are gonna run into trouble. Now, people might be watching this, say, Brayden, you're crazy. I've had my herringbone for 5 years. Nothing's ever happened to it. And again, it's all circumstantial. That's the same with a Franco. That's the same with a rope chain. You might have a 2mm rope chain for 10 years and nothing's happened to it. You might have a 2mm rope chain for a week, and maybe the spring of the lobster clasp breaks, or, you know, the chain itself breaks. It just depends. But the herringbones do get into trouble more times than not. Most, They get in trouble more than any other chain by far that I've seen, that I've sold, almost worse than hollow chains, to be honest with you guys. So I'm not saying don't buy a herringbone chain. I'm not saying anything. It's just the honest reason as to why you don't see herringbones on my website, as to why I don't sell them anymore, because of the situation with the herringbone. I wish it was a perfect world. I was looking at some kind of a newer version of a herringbone in Vegas at the jewelry show over the summer. I posted on my Instagram and a lot of people were interested. I might just buy some samples and wear them and see if they get in the same trouble as the ones that I had in the past, but we'll see, because I do like them. I do feel for the weight, you get a phenomenal look with the shine, and then also just it being a solid piece, you just get a lot of chain for what it is. But again, if it bends and there's nothing you could do besides sell it for below scrap price, it's not a good situation. So that's my honest review on herringbones. You have to kind of know what you're doing. If you have a herringbone or owned a herringbone, please leave a comment down below if it's worked out for you, if you ran the same situation. I'm curious to see what other people's thoughts are on the chains. Me personally, I love the design. I respect it because of what it's done for the chain community, as far as it being pretty much an iconic chain for everybody, like a rope chain, a Cuban link. But just let me know down below what you guys think, if you have one, if it stayed okay. If you do, or if you think about getting one, I would not shower in it. I would not sleep in it. I would just put it on when you know you're not going to do anything, go out to dinner or go to a friend's house, whatever, go to a movie. And then when you start laying on the couch or laying in bed, I would take that bad boy off and set it aside gently, just to prevent those types of things happening to your beautiful, shiny herringbone chain. That's it for today's video, guys. If you want me to do an in-depth review on any other chain designs from my experience, let me know down below and I'll make it happen. Thank you for watching. That's it for today's video, and we will see you on our next jewelry video.